To show you another feature that this elevator is going to have, something that you don't even know is there possibly. And there's so many safety features that are built into elevators that you don't know that they're there, and they keep you safe. One of them is the photo eyes that reopens the door when you block that beam. So in the old days, they had like a mechanical edge, and there was literally like a little switch that would activate if somebody would push on a mechanical like bumper edge. And you'll still see some older elevators have that. And then eventually they got into photo eyes that would transmit from one side of the opening to the other. So there was a transmitter. There's various types. Some have the transmitter on one side and the receiver on the other. Some use like a reflective tape, which are kind of a pain in the arse to get it lined up just right. So the light shoots across and comes back, and there's a receiver that either sees or doesn't see that reflected light. And maybe they did that. It's invisible to the human eye unless you're looking right at the light, but maybe they did that to increase the width of the beam so that if it got broken in one or two different places, that the door would reopen. And then now what they have are these like safety screens. So from top of the bottom, if you walk through an elevator, a newer elevator, there's like a little strip that's maybe I don't know, 5 millimeters to a centimeter wide of these, kind of like these here. They're not that big. I think these are 5 millimeter lights. But so on one side you have a transmitter that will project light from one side of the opening to the other opening, and then on the other side you have a receiver which basically sees that light. And what's cool about that, I remember when they first came out, because it went from the little lights that were at the bottom, there would be one or two about foot level and about knee level. They really, maybe 2 foot apart, not that big, but big enough for kids as well as adults that, assuming they didn't like hurtle into the elevator. But I remember when these first came out, they were demonstrating them with, you could flip a credit card across that opening and the door would reopen, because the photo eyes were so tightly next to each other, not this tight, maybe every couple inches, and it was enough that it would catch that credit card and the door reopened. And that was a big improvement with elevator safety, because the doors, people go in them and out them. It's the most used part of the elevator, and that's where injuries potentially could happen. So introducing that, the whole screen that covers from top to bottom, was a major improvement with safety in the elevator trade. But I just want to kind of demonstrate with you how this works. So you have a photo eye that is detecting light, kind of like the lights that come on at nighttime. And basically when you get in front of it, at some point that light turns on. So that light right there, if I block this, that is enough electricity that's powering that LED, is enough to power a solid state relay or an input on a board that says activate the software program to reopen that door. And really cool, because this miniature elevator is actually going to have a photo screen of many LEDs or diodes that detect light, the presence and absence of it. So you could flip a mini credit card through it and the door would reopen. Anyway, very cool stuff. I just love playing with this stuff. Hope you enjoy, and we're getting closer and closer to having this elevator finished. Please comment if you have any questions or if you're just curious.